Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode 8 of season 8 here in the Career Mode RTG. We have, at present, 3 games remaining between now and the end of the window. However, we're not yet sure where the next round of the FA Cup's going to be drawn, whether it be this month or next month. So we'll play that by ear moving forward. We have the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-finals against Manchester United to be played or simulated today. And I think because of the nature of the first leg result, a 5-1 victory, I'm going to simulate that and play West Ham away and Crystal Palace away, unless we get the FA Cup game drawn, in which case I'll play West Ham away and then that game instead. Now, I asked you guys what, where and who to spend my money in this window. The general consensus was yes, buy Xisco the centre-back, yes, buy a new cam, and the Ademola Lookman situation is 50-50 or so. Some people were saying, yeah, replace him. Some people were saying, no, don't replace him. So that one we'll put on the back burner, and we'll contemplate maybe doing that next season, where I can put it to a vote and actually action it in a window. So, for now, we'll actually need to act quickly if I want Mason Mount, because he's currently, well, if it will let me, he's currently in negotiations contract-wise with, who was it? Monaco. So, I shall approach to buy, and it will let me do so. So, I am going to try and buy Mason Mount here. Recommend I should try and buy between 45 and 60 million. So, I will try and get him. If I can't get Mason Mount, then the other option is Phil Foden. Was recommended in the comment section, which is something that I am open to doing. Foden does tend to be kind of a stereotypical go-to player in the early years of a career mode, where, you know, he's an up-and-coming youngster and he might grow, he might not, but everyone tends to get him. So that's why I steered away from him in the early years. Now, he's 88 rated in this 8th season, and genuinely just one of the best players we could get in that position. So it makes more sense to go for a player like him now at this stage of the save, so we could, you know, kind of build our own story throughout the early stages and not jump on all of the obvious ones to go and sign at the beginning of a save. But we are still going to end up with a couple of obvious players towards the end of the series, but that doesn't matter. As long as the side are playing well and winning games, that's all that matters. And we are going to agree a £53 million fee for Mason Mount. He's currently on £99,000 a week at Everton. Be the second player we've bought from Everton in recent times. But maybe even the third. I can't remember whether we signed Conte from Everton or sold Conte to Everton. We certainly signed Ademola Lookman from Everton. And I say rotation because at present that's all he would be. He wants an important role, that's fine. We can add him onto the bench. 3 years, I'll counter 4, and he should sign 4. Yep, good lad. And then no release clause. Give me an idea of what you want wage-wise. Bollocks. I can afford, obviously, a decent wage. But if I want to bring Xisco in as well, who I didn't check his wages actually, but Xisco's going to be on a decent whack, you would have thought, at City. I'll offer him 90 and we'll see what they want. 91. Okay. Well, we'll just remove the bonus and then I'll offer you 91 with that signing fee. Okay, that's fine. You can have 97. Right, so Mason Mount is in. Now, what is Xisco on wage-wise? 150 grand. That is expensive. I just wanted to make sure I got that Mason Mount deal done before we moved anywhere, because, or before we went forward in the save anywhere, because, of course, he has the potential to have potentially maybe even moved to Monaco. But technically, he looks very good indeed. And physically, good acceleration, good agility, decent vision. It's not amazing, but he's certainly an improvement upon Suarez Garcia, who will now drop to the bench. Lewis Baker's actually back from his loan spell as well. He can supposedly play at cam. 5-star, 5-star. Physically, though, with 69 stamina and 42 strength, I don't think he's really ready for that position yet. The only stat there that stands out is agility. The rest are pretty terrible. Technically, looks decent, but all of my youth players always look good technically, and sometimes they really don't play that well in game. Also been asked to put Green in goal in this rotation side, so I have now done that. Still only 66 positioning. Why does the positioning never grow but kicking flies? Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But regardless, we'll throw him in. If he doesn't work, then I'll put Pau Lopez back into the starting lineup in this reserve side. So I'm now going to try and get Cisco to replace Gertrude in that starting lineup. And we'll see if we can get a second deal done. In fact, I might... Have I got anyone still left on the window to sell? No, just Rizzo for loan. And Cisco was £49 million, wasn't he? And 150 grand a week. I'm not sure how much money I've got left, really. I'm not sure I'll be able to afford him. If he'd take a wage cut, I could maybe afford him. I might have to look to sell someone to bring Cisco in. Let's advance as far as that West Ham game, just to see, A, if we're able to raise any more funds from just an unexpected transfer bid, and B, the next round of the FA Cup's drawn, so we know what games we're going to be playing in today's episode, whether we'll play Palace or whether we'll play an FA Cup game. Tournament prize money awarded. That means the replays have now been played, and we should have the ability to select, or the ability to see who we have in the next FA Cup game. It's Forest Green. Fair play, Forest Green, for getting to the 4th round, but I'm pretty sure that one's going to be a simulated game. We shall play West Ham, we shall play Palace, and sim the cup games. West Ham away, coming up next then. Grab me controller so I can select West Ham's. No. Let me nearly sim that one. Let me grab my controller so we can select their best possible starting 11. We are having a tremendous season in the Premier League currently, and hopefully that will continue for the rest of our time here. Lacazette is currently the best player they have, or not currently the best player they have even. Hello. Wow. Didn't expect to see Edwards at West Ham. I thought they might have moved him on by now. Anyone better there? Oh, plenty better. Barrero. Bruce Wood. Hello. Formerly of me. In fact, for that reason, I'll leave him in. Bruce Wood and Uno, both formerly of Cambridge United, so we'll leave them in the starting lineup just so we get to play against them. Any other better options in any of these positions? Not really. Not really at all. Okay, well, let's take Trot out for Velkovic, just to add in a better option there. And then we'll leave Lacazette on the bench. Right, West Ham then, coming up next. Here we go. London Stadium, we're on the way. Around the corner, no, Almiron cuts it out. It's been a touchy game so far. No side really able to grab this game by the scruff of the neck and try and drag their teammates into the game. He's stayed down there, and we're a goal down. Bad news on two fronts. A player potentially injured, and Mason Greenwood, who we put into the starting lineup for them, gives them a 1-0 lead. He stayed down there. Is that Javier Morales? I can't quite see. Can't quite see his number. He's going to have to come off. It is Javier Morales. Well, we just brought Mason Mount, and he's going to play a role now. But what I might do is put Suarez Garcia on, because Ziegler can play at centre mid. And he's got the physicality, I think. 60 strength. It's not that much lower than Morales, is it? Ziegler's is 67. It's not that much lower. He's 6 foot. Ziegler should be able to do a job at centre mid. I swear he used to be able to play at centre. Oh, he can. It's weird. When I was comparing, it just said right wing. Right. Suarez Garcia out on the right. Ziegler moved to a central role. We'll see how he gets on there. And we'll see if we can take the lead sooner rather than later. But we are going to have to come from behind to do so. Catrone around the corner. Suarez Garcia is busting a gut to get forward already. Trying to have an impact. To Catrone. Shot blocked. It dropped to Suarez Garcia. Here's Ziegler from that central area. Draws a good save out of Vanana. Corners come in from Lookman. It's delivered well. Catrone underneath it. Blocked. And Greenwood away. Having something to say at both ends of the field. The former Manchester United striker. Hernandez into Lookman. Suarez Garcia. Oh, stop with the fancy passes. There's no need. Given away even to Ziegler. Catrone around the corner. Ademola Lookman's in behind. The pass forced him a little bit too far wide, but he's turned inside and the shot's blocked and cleared away. Keeping my foot on the gas here. Trying to find the equaliser, but it just won't go in for me yet. Luyendama. Almiron across to Lanzini. Isak to Greenwood. Back to Isak. This is great football. And Mason Greenwood plays in Isak, and they have a second. West Ham toying with me there, going One way or the other, one way or the other. And it's the Swedish striker Isak that gives them a 2-0 lead here. Olympic Stadium, and we are really on the back foot now. Not played well in this game at all, to be fair. And deservedly behind. Dalot into Ziegler. Lookman's made a good run, but we'll go to Rafael Leao here. And arriving on the outside is Suarez Garcia. Will look for the man in the middle. He's gone with his feet there rather than his head. Lookman under control. Looks to bend it. Would have gone in if they didn't have a goalkeeper. Unfortunately, it's the rules of the game. You have to have one. So that sucks. Now to Cutrone. Into the box. Cutrone into the middle. Torreira. How?
Well, he certainly has.
Don't know how. Jesus. Uno into Isak. Torreira forward there to Gerzic. Just don't know which way to go to get past the defenders at the minute. That way apparently. Gerzic in behind, drills it in. Oh, it misses Cutrone. It falls to Tom Davies. He's still trying his hardest. Tom Davies. It's not gone my way in this game. It's just not going to be my game, I don't think. Gerzic to Cutrone around the corner. Ademola Lookman finished this. Oh, what a save. It's not to be my game. I'm resigned to defeat even with 15 minutes to go and the chance of creating yet more chances. I already feel like I'm going to lose this game. Suarez Garcia can't get past the defenders. Neither can Patrick Cutrone. West Ham have defended and goalkeepered superbly in today's game. Gerzic, Dalot, Suarez Garcia down the line.
Probing away.
Turns his side actually really well and will look to cross it, and it's a good ball as well. Lookman with a header. Straight at the keeper. I can't deny that I haven't had chances in this game. I just have not been able to take any of them whatsoever. Cutrone across to Tom Davies. Go to Gerzic. Cutrone's around the corner. Patrick Cutrone and Nana in the way again. Time for a corner instead then. 4 minutes to go. There is time for two, but I would have to score now. And I'm not going to do that because the header's going to be cleared away. 6 saves by their goalkeeper. None by mine. Through there looking for Cutrone, trying to hit it first time, but Leondama does well. And Uno completes the clearance from his defender. It's going to be defeat here against West Ham. We have to hope for better against Palace at the end of the episode. But certainly, we're still looking good for a Premier League title win. Not just a challenge, we're looking great for a Premier League title win this season. But we are going to have to make sure that we are better in future games than we have been here. That is for damn sure. Perella with a header away. I'm waiting for the whistle to go. It's just prolonging my misery here. Thank you, referee. Right, back we go to the transfer window. Maybe we could use someone as make way as part of a deal for Cisco. Moreles is injured for 8 weeks with a dislocated shoulder. It's just as well we brought Mason Mount, isn't it really? We'll simulate there in training. Actually, what I think I'll do is put Tom Davies into the starting lineup and have Mason Mount on the bench ahead of and keep Suarez Garcia there, basically. Keep Suarez Garcia on the bench for the time being. Mason Mount will eventually take his place on the bench when Moreles is back fit again. But that's not gone well for us. That's really not gone well for us. We've Manchester United next in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. But we've a 5-1 first leg lead. So I'm quite comfortable to simulate this game. Chelsea offered me 29.8 million for Jaden Bogle. I'm going to reject that. Bogle is still very solid at right back and certainly deserves to stay at the club. We shall simulate this one, and then with the rotated side we'll be able to simulate against Forest Green and probably get victory there as well. All I've got to do here is avoid a 4-goal defeat and we're through to the Carabao Cup final. So I think we'll be able to avoid a 4-goal defeat regardless of the fact that it is a strong Manchester United side being played against us. Depay injured after 46 minutes and coming off for Monnier, former Cambridge United player. Rafael Leao, in fact, gives us a 1-0 lead, but Barella equalises 5 minutes later. But we will be going through to the Carabao Cup final. We won the FA Cup last year. It's Carabao Cup final this year. and we're still in with a hunt of a Champions League title, and the FA Cup retaining the FA Cup as well. Sorry, I don't know what's going on today. I'm all over the place. Toby Edwards wants to play. Patrick Turner wants to play. Toby Edwards certainly will. Patrick Turner will have the opportunity to come off the bench for this next game. Mason Mount will start at home against Forest Green. If we don't win this, I give up. Basically, we have to beat Forest Green at home. There's absolutely no excuses for not beating Forest Green at home. Toby Edwards asked to play, gets himself on the score sheet to give us a 1-0 lead after 17 minutes. Is anyone else going to feel like chipping in and grabbing a goal as well? Yes, Robin Gerzic in the 49th minute to make it 2. That'll be us through to the next round of the FA Cup. Thank you very much. Maybe we can extend it yet further. Turner gets his opportunity coming off the bench for Tom Davies. And no extension of the lead, but a pretty comfortable 2-0 win is what we'll take from that one. So Palace is coming up next. We're not on track somewhere for the board, but I'm quite happy with the way things are going elsewhere, so it doesn't matter. Now, Xisco. Am I going to be able to get him away from Manchester City for a remotely respectable fee? I don't know, as I have the money to be able to make that signing now. But clearly, even though we didn't know it at the time, making sure we signed the cam first was certainly more important. Because, as it turns out, we ended up with an injury to Javier Morales and I needed a spare central midfielder. Right. Xisco. I don't know how much he's being played by City, but let's approach Dubai. And I could offer someone as make weight, but who, I'm really not sure. We'll say player swap. And who have we got? Goalkeepers. I could maybe offer Callum Green, but I don't think so. Fullback wise, I've got loads, but there's no one really I want to let go. Centre back wise, Perella, Bailey, Gertruida. No. Yes, we have Mukiele as well, but certainly don't want to be letting any of those guys go. No. I contemplate letting Patrick Turner go because he's not anywhere near the starting line. Yeah, I'm certainly let Patrick Turner go. He's nowhere near the starting line at the minute. They would consider the deal, but it appears they value Xisco quite highly. Unsurprising, but I think this is going to be a non-starter for us. I'm just quite simply not going to be able to afford him. Oh, dearie me. I'm not going to be able to afford him at all, am I? 46 million. Can we accept that? No, I cannot afford Xisco. That's going to have to be one that we walk away from. We're going to have to look elsewhere for centre-back. That's annoying, to be honest. Christensen's too old. Davinson Sanchez too old, really. At this stage, I don't mind signing someone that's 28, but 29, soon to become 30, is probably a bit too far. Let's go for Eder Militao then. See if we can get Eder Militao from Chelsea instead. 36 million is his valuation. Would you be willing to swap for Patrick Turner as well? Maybe. No, fullback, centre mid, or another midfielder. Offer other player. I don't think there's anyone else really I'd want to let go. Maybe Oscar Hill to replace him next year, but Oscar Hill's a fan favourite and just been here for years. I don't really want to let him go. Fullbacks. No, don't want to let anyone there go. Centre backs. No, don't want to let anyone there go. We'll offer a transfer fee. Will you accept? I'll offer valuation, and we'll see where they'll negotiate from. 40.7. Consider that done, lads. I will try and get him a little bit cheaper if I can, because every penny counts, especially when we're going to carry some over to the next window. But Eder Militao looks like he might be joining us then. He's on £165,000 a week, which is a lot of money. But what an improvement he would be to our starting lineup. I could even, I probably would throw him into the starting lineup and move Mukiele down. 120 grand a week is willing to take a wage cut as well. You beauty, Eder Militao. Accept that. 130 grand a week. Done. 87 rated centre back into the probable starting lineup. Mukiele I signed as a starter. and he is great. He's only 26 as well. He's 28. I thought he was younger than that. Well, until Mukiele gives me reason to doubt his abilities, we'll leave him in the starting lineup for the time being. But I certainly don't think we can rule out the possibility of moving him into the starting lineup. I'm quite happy with that. And then there we go. Right, so yes to that team sheet, and then let me throw Militao in here ahead of Getroda. Right, okay. Time to go and play Crystal Palace in the next game. We are still top of the table by 14 points from Chelsea, who we have now just weakened with that centre-back signing. Tournament prize money, so the next round of the FA Cup has been drawn. Who have we got? Transfer offer for Bogle again. He's very popular, Jaden Bogle, but he's not going anywhere, so sorry, lads. Match rescheduled with Arsenal. And we have, in the FA Cup... Oh no, that's the Carabao Cup final on the 1st of March. Oh, I don't know who we've got in the FA Cup yet. Okay. Even though we got the prize money, we must have to wait for replays then. Right, time to go and play Crystal Palace away from home. We were terrible in the first game. I certainly need to be better in the second. It's all Emmanuel Sabi playing against Sabi for the very first time. This is going to be a milestone game for the series. They really don't have much in way of defenders or goalkeepers. What is going on? Crystal Palace's squad is dead. Absolutely awful, Crystal Palace's squad. What on earth? Wow. Not impressed at all. Right, let's go and win this one then.
In the season, and I just don't think they're going to recover
by Torreira. Quickly forward to Rafael Leao.
Crystal Palace team. So Alan, 4-4-2.
Yeah, I think it looks that way.
Picked
Martin.
off,
Yes,
and we're away with Leao.
Through.
Poor from Crystal Palace. No, poor from Leao. Oh my god, today's episode on the field is certainly not going my way at all. Everything going against me today. I can't believe it. We signed two great new players, and I'm thrilled to have done so. But in the games we're playing, and how was Catrona with like 95 sprint speed not been able to get away from the defender there? I can't believe I'm not 1-0 up in this game. Oh, Leao, you were offside, you moron. Hit that as hard as you can.
And the referees acknowledge that.
Bollocks.
The chance to get at the opposition.
Sergio Lopez in there to Borja.
And here's the shot.
Strike from Jairo Riedewald. Thankfully for me, it was well over the top of the bar, though I was slightly concerned for a moment. He started to wind up. Catrone could win this header and has done well, but only flicked it back to the defender, and Leao can't quite get his interception in. Gagliardini pushing forward for Palace here, trying to get themselves a win against the side that are top of the table so far this season. Torreira through the gap there to Tom Davies. Catrone just didn't commit to a direction and just stood there and dilly-dallied in the middle. Lookman, space for Torreira. Leao is there, will go out wide. Then look for Ziegler, but Scally does well to read it. Gagliardini out wide to Ajapong. Into Borja. Scally again. Ajapong. He's got to be offside there, Sabi, surely. He is. Puts the ball in the back of the net, but won't get the chance to celebrate against his former team. Too quick for his own good there, Emmanuel Sabi. A long way off. Davies. Across there to Torreira. Looking for Leao. Finding only Catrone. Looking for Leao again. Finding only the goalkeeper. For all of their low ratings here, Crystal Palace, really started to piss me off the fact I can't actually score against them. Will you kick the football, please? Thank you. Ziegler around the corner nicely. Space on this right-hand side for Diogo Dalot. I see Ademola Lookman at the back post. We'll look for him. Punched by Vidal, the keeper. Tom Davies will win that back. It's a great tackle. Torreira looking for Ziegler. Looking for Leao. Out of his feet. Can't find the pass. All the shot. Ziegler. Catrone. Lookman's there. Drop the shoulder. Find a pass. Patrick Catrone blocked. Rafael Leao off the post. And he's offside anyway. It will not go in.
Reminder of the
Into
next
Davies
game
again.
for the visiting team in the
Trone
Premier
through the
League
gap, looking for the
is
run of
this
Adamola Lookman.
tournament
Sergi
on
Lopez, though, is quick
EA
enough to deal with it.
Sports.
Oh, it's given away. It's poor from Woods. Rafael Leao, can we make them pay for the mistake? Maybe. Leao breaking into the box. Rafael Leao, no, what a block from Zyra Riedewald. Players coming from here, there and everywhere to get in the way of my efforts today. Ziegler challenging for the header but not getting to it. Tom Davies will bring that down. Play it across, but Baptiste steps in. Haaland has moved to Barcelona. Striker we were looking at, or at least we scouted. But he's moved to Barca. Here's Gagliardini, Sabi, Granza out wide, 25 minutes to go, and I'm still no nearer to getting my victory here. Here's Gagliardini, out wide there to Granza, into the middle, Sabi! Well, it was how he scored his first goal for the club, and very nearly how he scored his first goal against the club. Granza with the corner, it took a deflection, and away from Perella, hopefully, yes. Can we get to this first with Catrone? No. Yak, or Jack. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Give me that back. Lookman does well. Torreira, cross here to Tom Davies. Counter attack. Come on. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Out to Ziegler. Gets it down well. Find a teammate. Great delivery. Catrone can't get to the ball. It'll drop to Tom Davies. Rafael Leao is there. Spins well. Adamola Lookman. Terrible effort. I'm going to take him off. Torreira forward to Catrone. Oh, it's woeful from Catrone. Here's Gagliardini. Not sure what Tom Davies was doing there, and it nearly cost us the game. That hit the outside the post on its way wide. Tom Davies stepped across him, but didn't actually get anything on the ball. Struck that very cleanly, and, well, it did hit the post. I did feel the vibration on the controller. Substitutions being made by both teams. Leao wins that well. Can he go again? Come on, Rafael. This time, maybe. This time, maybe. Across here. Suarez Garcia. Yes! 3 points for Cambridge United. Surely now. 1-0 in the 84th minute. Suarez Garcia off the bench. He's the one that has the impact, not Mason Mount. Not that Mason Mount has had the opportunity to get anywhere near the football yet. Brilliant way to impact off the bench. Suarez Garcia, who has potentially seen his space at the club or in the first team picture under fire now with the signing of Mason Mount, fires back at me immediately for potentially replacing him by grabbing the goal that will certainly give us 3 points here against Crystal Palace. Maybe. Oh, post again! Christ alive, Crystal Palace have pushed me close in this game. Baptiste turns, tackled by Dallo. Inside to Torreira, looking for Mason Mount. His first touch of the ball. Look over the top for Dennis Adabola. It's a lovely pass. Couldn't quite take it in his stride, but will still get to it. Catrone's arriving in the box, as is Suarez Garcia of all people. It's him that was attempted to be found, even though I tried to cross it to Catrone. But we do get the win. I don't know how gotten the win there, but we do get the win. Oh, they were two of the most frustrating games of football I've played in a very long time. Mainly because I've just recorded 3 Achieve and Leave episodes in a row, and playing with that team is certainly different to playing with any other team, regardless of how good this Cambridge United side is. An offer from Brescia for Pau Lopez. Reject. He remains my number 1. Thank you very much. So, we are 15 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. And was that, yes, that defeat against West Ham was my first of the season. We were, unexpectedly, on course for an invincible year. Not to be. Everton to Barcelona is the second biggest deal of the window, 54.4 for Haaland. Augustin is a latest deal from Monaco to Liverpool, so Monaco weakening themselves just before we're about to play them in the Champions League. And David has gone from Wolfsburg to Atleti for 54.3. We'll see what else happens in this window. I have some money left, not loads, I don't think. No, just £10 million. So I'll put that in the wage budget, and then at the end of the season, we'll make sure we refresh everyone's contracts again that needs refreshing, so that we can ensure that we've got everybody here for the consistent, considerable even future. Transfer for Callum Green now, which we shall reject. can tell that I've been recording a lot of episodes today of various series, can't you? Because I'm starting to trip over my words and getting a little bit mentally fatigued. An offer for Torreira of close to 60 million from Everton. No, if I had... I genuinely am thinking about this, actually. What? No, I don't think now's the time. I don't think now's the time. Because he's 29, Torreira, I would consider selling him next season, I think. But for now, he stays. For now, he stays. Really did stop to think about that. It was the idea of maybe being able to go and get Kessié again that made me contemplate that. 274 million spent so far on transfer deadline day. Still no massive deals to knock the top three. A sizable one going through there. An offer from Manchester City for Dalot, which will be rejected. He's only 26 and still very much one of the best right backs in the save. 382 million spent now. Still a relatively quiet deadline day, to be fair. But it's January, and you do tend to see, even though fees in January tend to be a little bit more because clubs will try and make the most of other clubs being desperate, you do tend to see a lot more spent in the summer on deadline day. Toby Edwards, £42 million bid for him. We shall reject that. He's going to grow into one hell of a player, Toby Edwards. Right, they're the three biggest deals still. So Arsenal, Henriksen in only on loan from me. Bournemouth, Ailton, Pereira and Katuku out. Brighton, Yeray, Tauvin and Belotti in. Daly and Gyökeres out. Ourselves, Mason Mount and Militao in, spending 91 million. Henriksen going out. Werner and Avila Gordon in at Chelsea. Presumably that's Timo Werner. Militao and Diogo Jota out. Vidal, Ortiz and Perez in at Palace. Cisniega in at Fulham with Ashby Hammond and Copolaro going out. Nothing done by Huddersfield. Nelson and Duarte in at Leicester with Colley, Ekau and Belotti going out as well. Geiger and Augustin in at Liverpool. Fosu Mensah in at City. That's surprising. Milinkovic and Tellez in at United. Kiernat and Nihui, don't know, in at Newcastle. Matarrita out. Nothing done by Forest. Nothing done by Southampton. Tottenham have only let Benkovic go. Schultz and Gyökeres in at Stoke with Freuler going out. Olivas Alba in at Watford with Schleusener as well, with Will Hughes going out. West Ham have let Trott go. Wolves have done nothing. So, not the biggest of windows. Not the biggest of windows. We certainly were the biggest spenders in the Premier League this window. Mancini's still starting, or wanting to start and go out on loan, but still that's not going to happen. So, in the next episode, we will have Stoke. I'm still waiting for the next FA Cup round to be drawn. We will have Stoke, Man United, Monaco, Leicester, Fulham and Arsenal. So probably Man United, Monaco and Arsenal to be played unless we get an FA Cup game drawn, which I can't advance any further to find out. So we shall leave it there. 12 points clear at the top of the Premier League now. No, not what I wanted to do. 12 points clear at the top of the Premier League now, although we do have a game in hand on everyone below us. We do look... didn't actually occur to me how good a season we were having domestically. This is nearly as good as the Achieve and Leave series at the top of the table, to be completely honest. We're absolutely romping to a Premier League title so far in this save. Drop today's video a like if you enjoyed, of course. Make sure you subscribe to the channel too to ensure you don't miss out on any further content. We could potentially be winning the quadruple this season at Cambridge, and if we do, that would probably be the end of the series. Interesting future ahead. We'll wait and see. I'll see you tomorrow.